Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is the Old Skool Movement. My name is Darren, entertainment extraordinaire and lover of all things retro. Beside me I have my old school pal Chris. What are you saying, bruv?
Yeah, I'm good, are you?
I'm good, man, I'm good.
You excited about this one?
Yeah, man, this is one that, you know, I'm looking forward to getting into.
Lots to talk about.
Yeah. Also our guest here, Stephen, what are you saying, brother?
I'm good, man.
So, another episode. We're here again. I was excited about this episode because today's show is about 80's action shows.
80's action TV.
80's action TV.
Classics.
Just like cartoons, there's so much going on, but there's favourites. You know, as Chris was saying, we might not be able to get through all of them in this episode, but there's so much to go through. So we're just going to go through the ones that we remember, the ones that we watched a lot of, and who better to start with than the A-Team? The A-Team, man.
If you think action TV, you think the A-Team.
Yeah, it's the first thing that comes into my
First thing
head.
that comes to your mind.
What about you, Stephen?
Yeah, definitely A-Team, if not Knight Rider.
Yeah.
Knight Rider's up there.
Yeah.
The A-Team, the music's still there. You still know it to this day. You still sometimes probably find yourself humming it sometimes.
Yeah. It's true. No, you're right. But you know, the A-Team ran from 83 to 87. 98 episodes.
The classic.
That's a lot of A-Team we watched there. But you know, with all those 98 episodes, only one person got killed in the whole thing. Did you remember?
Someone actually died.
One person
I didn't think
died.
anyone died.
In the whole. But you remember that there were car jeeps with no roofs, and
they flip over.
Flip
buckle
over,
up and roll over.
and it's just
5,
dust
6
himself
times.
off.
Get up, dust himself off. I don't think did anyone ever die in the story where you said only one died. Is that in the story or actually portrayed on the screen? So I don't remember. Anyone.
Yeah, I don't think Don died on screen.
No,
like
in the
you might have
story.
heard. Yeah,
And that only one death was
what they were
convicted of.
And
banged up for, and they broke out of jail. They broke out of jail.
And
on the run.
They were on the for murder. But I think most of them shows, I think they were adverts for guns, because you saw every type of gun you could see. They used every. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you remember the A-Team figures?
Loved them.
They
The
were
toys.
brilliant.
The toys were wicked. They sort of surprised you. They come out all of a sudden like weren't expecting an 18 figure, and all of a sudden there's 18 figures.
And they were their own size, weren't He-Man size, little styles. They were 18 size.
18 size.
I always wanted the van.
Yeah.
Mate.
I got Mr. T though, which was good.
Oh,
Yeah, my mate broke the head
I
off.
got Mr. T.
Broke the head off.
Yeah.
Jealousy.
Yeah.
Bad
Bad mind.
But yeah, Mr. T was, and that's the thing. Like Mr. T was like.
Do you think he drew people to the show?
He was the attraction of the show. You know, like everyone was like, you know, because did Rocky come out before?
I'm trying to think. Did I hear of?
Yeah, Rocky came out before. I'm sure.
Rocky
it did.
Free. I think it did come out before, and that was like the guy from Rocky is in this new TV show.
I don't know if it did. You know.
I think it did.
I think it did.
Can you check? Check, Stephen?
Let's get on the fact file on that one. I'm thinking.
I'm sure Rocky came out in 82.
18 first. I'm thinking I didn't know.
I'm sure
Mr. T.
Rocky came out in 82 and A-Team came out in 83. I'm sure that was how it went. But
we need to check that one. Yeah, we need to check that one. So I'm thinking that was the first time I saw Mr. T. So I remember thinking I knew him as BA first. Thinking his name. Oh no, I don't know. Maybe I'm getting confused.
Which Rocky are we talking about?
Rocky 3. When did that come out?
I'm sure
it
it's
come
82.
out after 83.
I'm sure it's 82.
18 come out in 83. I'm thinking it came out after.
Let's see.
Oh.
Stephen's keeping us in suspense.
Yeah, I am. I'm
I
need a
it's
drum
21st
roll.
century, man.
82.
There you go.
Oh, whoa.
There you
So
go.
it did. So we knew Mr. T in the 18 from Rocky 3.
From Rocky 3. And
Clubber
before
Lang.
that, he was a bodyguard for like celebrities and stuff.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and I think he done some sly wrestling.
Yeah, I got a feeling I recall
You know,
that as well.
so you know, who better with a new show? You know, but and apparently George Peppard, who played Hannibal Spiff, didn't like that because George Peppard was a seasoned actor, Hollywood actor.
He wanted to be top dog, innit?
Yeah, and you got some guy.
I think there was some beef between them. At one because of that.
Yeah.
I know. I remember as well. In the first series, there was a reporter, journalist sidekick. Do you remember her name?
Amy.
She wasn't.
She got bullied as well.
She got bullied off by I think by George Peppard. again, there was something, you know, he wants to be the main
The
star.
main guy.
He'd done something to get everyone to bully her off.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And she left after season 2 or during season 2, I think.
I
reading.
I bet when she left, he said, "I love it when they're playing."
Definitely, yeah. Chucked the cigar in his mouth.
But who was your favourite character in the 80s? Are we going to say Mr. T?
We're gonna say
We're going to
Mr.
say
T,
Mr.
man,
T,
come
but I
on.
kind of on the
Who else is
on the
there?
side I liked Murdoch.
I liked them
Murdoch
all.
was cool.
I liked them all. They all had their
all-
quality.
Face
and
was cool.
Face was
Face was
cool
cool
because
as
he was
well.
from Battlestar Galactica,
Yeah,
what we'll get to later.
yeah.
And there was even a little homage to Battlestar Galactica at the
Yeah,
beginning
I
in the
liked
credits.
that. I liked
when
that.
the Cylon walks past
Yeah.
him and he's like, "Don't I recognise you?"
The
from somewhere?"
confused
kind of
look on Face's face.
Did you remember that? As soon as I saw that,
Yeah, straight away, he's like, it's Battlestar Galactica.
yeah, and
like,
even
throwback
the
to it.
woo,
Yeah,
woo, woo.
that's wicked.
Because that woo is woo for Knight Rider.
From Knight
Yeah.
Rider, yeah.
And that's the link
We'll
there.
chat about that later
We'll
as
get
well,
to
yeah.
that later,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
So, 18 for me was the benchmark of action 80s, I think. You know, because as I say, there was characters that you could all not relate to, but, you know, they all had their
There's a
different
character for
personalities.
everybody.
Yeah, and it
kinda.
all works. Do you know what I mean?
They, as a team, it worked. They
a
were
team.
the A team.
Yeah.
The team worked
The
together.
team worked
When it
together.
comes to them building something to get out of a situation, or you know, I love that part of the A team.
Yeah, they
that
all
was the
got
best part.
together.
Yeah.
The montage.
Yeah,
You
You can't beat a
it was
montage.
wicked.
Yeah, they'll have like
It
a
was
guitar, a sofa, and a matchbox and make a tank.
They make a tank, yeah, and bust.
Yeah,
out
I remember
wherever
they were on a farm or something, and they made like
Yeah.
cabbages as ammo.
missiles.
As
yeah,
missiles.
out of like air propelled cabbage launchers or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
I remember
yeah.
that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Nuts.
good. So yeah, I kind of like Murdoch as well. The mad quality of what he brought to it, but yeah, no, for me, Mr. T was the one.
Mr. T was B.A. Baracus.
What does the
BA.
BA stand for? Everyone remember?
Bad attitude.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
badass.
Nah,
Nah.
bad.
Bad
Bad-
attitude.
yeah,
I thought it was
bad-
badass.
That.
Oh, okay.
Bad attitude
Ah, I
Baracus.
thought it was badass.
Hannibal Smith. Templeton Peck.
Templeton Peck, face man.
And Howling Mad Murdoch. You
Howling
never
Mad
knew his
Murdoch.
first name.
Yeah.
I don't think you ever did.
It's
Actually,
always,
yeah.
and I don't. Did he ever take his baseball hat off?
No.
Very,
Yeah,
very
he
good.
did
He
actually.
had a bit of a bald
Oh,
head.
yeah,
Wispy
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
I mean,
Every now and again.
Yeah, I remember him having a chef's hat on one time or something.
I remember one was
And he
dressed
always used
up
to
as a
break
chef.
him out of the mental hospital
Yeah.
every week, didn't
Yeah.
they? To do the mission.
Yeah, they did actually. Yeah.
And he trusted him to fly the plane as
Yeah.
well, didn't they?
Apart from BA,
That's why BA
wouldn't like it.
weren't
right
having
now.
it. Yeah,
he didn't like
yeah,
it.
Yeah, it's true. It makes sense now, doesn't it?
yeah, that makes sense.
It's not that he wasn't getting on a plane, it's just I ain't getting on a plane if he's flying.
He's flying, you know.
There's another thing with BA. Everyone these days thinks that his catchphrase was like, "I pity the fool." But I don't think he ever said that in
No,
the
he
80s.
didn't. He said it in Rocky about Rocky.
Is that where it comes from?
Yeah,
Rocky?
I pity the
Ah.
fool when they
I was
asked him,
wondering
"What do you
where
think about Mr. Balboa?"
Yeah,
I pity the
pity
fool.
the fool. Ah, so
That-
it's from
and they
Rocky,
rolled.
yeah.
They took it into, and that's
Yeah.
why it came out before it. But they took it
Yeah, I got
into
you
the
there.
18.
Yeah.
What he said in the 18 was
It was
sucker.
Suckers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Suckers.
Sucker.
Sucker. Hey, sucker.
That was it. Crazy fool.
Crazy fool and sucker.
Yeah, that was
He ain't no
it.
plane.
Yeah,
Crazy
that-
fool.
That was the 18. wasn't it?
That was wicked.
But yeah, you know, that was the benchmark of a team. Duos, you had those days were like Heart to Heart. Remember Heart to Heart?
Yeah.
There was murder.
Yeah.
You know, with the
Yeah.
dog Freeway, the dog was called.
Freeway. And there was a
what-
butler.
That was
there
the
like a
theme
little-
tune again?
I can't even remember.
It had one of
the
them
theme tune.
classic theme tunes. though. You
Yeah.
know it, but I can't think what it was. No.
Remember? I think the same guy done every theme
Yeah.
tune for all those 80s.
He done all
programs.
them
All
80s,
that.
yeah.
I'm gonna have to find it.
He was like the Timberland of TV programs. You could tell
Yeah,
his sick to
husband
start.
and wife, weren't they?
Husband and
Yeah.
wife, and they
They weren't
solved crimes.
detectives though. But it wasn't one like, wasn't she like an author? Oh no, maybe I'm thinking of something else.
I don't even remember. But
I
I,
used to
just
like that.
remember
They had a
watching it.
nice little butler guy who used to help him out and look
Yeah.
after the dog.
Max.
Max.
His name
Max and Freeway.
Yeah, that's the theme tune. Yeah,
This is Max.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember this. This is bad.
yeah. Funky.
It's that,
Hey, that guitar's tough.
that's bad.
This is Mrs.
Yeah.
Seems bad today.
That's real
still.
quick.
She's one lady who knows how to take care of
Love
herself.
that. Love that. Heart to heart.
Car chase written all over it.
Yeah, that-
By the way, my name is
All right,
Max.
cut that.
Yeah, that's good.
Other duos we got Chips.
Chips.
Chips were
Love
good.
chips.
Chips
were good.
I wasn't a big fan of it, but it's just that it was different.
It was
because
different.
It was two dudes
yeah.
on bikes.
And it was two policemen on bikes.
Yeah.
Yeah. There wasn't many police things, I think, that were any good back in them days. But
No.
Chips was... I used to like Chips. Was it
And
Puncharello?
Puncharello and John.
John Puncharello. John
Yeah.
Punch.
And they made a remake
Yeah.
film comedy.
Yeah.
I didn't see that, did you?
I watched it and I was pleasantly surprised it weren't that bad.
I
I wasn't really thinking, no, they shouldn't have done that. It wasn't bad. But I can't really remember any of the original Chips really, but that was this new remake was a comedy. So.
Yeah, same thing they've done with Star. I didn't mind the Starsky and Hutch.
I haven't seen the
Starsky and Hutch was quite good.
I haven't seen
the remake. With Snoop Dogg was Huggy Bear.
Oh yes,
I
remember seeing that, but I haven't seen it.
But with the original Starsky and Hutch, that was Starsky and Hutch was good. It was the car.
Starsky and Hutch was good.
Yeah.
It was the car that
everyone had the toy, the Matchbox toy, of the car.
Yeah.
It
was a Grand.
I think it was a Torino, wasn't it?
Gran Torino, yeah.
Torino.
Yeah.
I think, with the white stripe.
Everyone loved that car. I remember seeing David Soul in a pub. I couldn't believe it was David Soul. What? Yeah, just having a pint. You know, just in the local. He was in the Barley Mow one time.
No
really?
way.
Yeah, he was having a pint. I said, that's David Soul. Yeah. Starsky and Hutch, man.
Wow.
Also, we had TJ Hooker. You guys?
Yeah, I remember TJ Hooker. That was Shatner.
William Shatner.
William Shatner, wasn't it?
Yeah, I wasn't really a big fan of it.
It was just on.
It was just on.
It had action in it.
It had its moments.
It was all right. It was Heather Locklear.
That's right.
Was the girl in it.
Sidekick, right?
And they trained young cops how to be the best. It was like the Top Gun of police, sort of a police academy where they taught. I remember a lot of rolling about on the floor.
Yeah.
Always rolling over a bonnet, rolling over this. He did it.
They done that all the time, innit?
All the time.
What was the car that he had? Because that would probably be the only thing I could remember.
TJ Hooker.
It's just a police car.
I don't think he had
it was a normal police car. It was a normal police car. What I remember about it though, it had a hole in the grille where the budget must have been that low. To do the car chases, they had a camera fitted in the grille, but they didn't blank it out for any of the shots. So every shot you saw of the front of the car, it's still now, if you ever get to see it, look at the grille, there's a hole in it and a big camera lens sitting in the front.
Oh, wow.
That's how they done all the car chases and stuff. That's all I remember about it really. But yeah, it was on. So I just watched it. It was one of them.
It was very similar to Hunter.
Hunter.
You don't remember Hunter?
It rings a bell, but
Hunter was, I'll say, similar to TJ Hooker's main guy and his female sidekick. And it's a bit more gritty. It's a bit more. Do you remember Hunter, Steve?
No, I don't remember it.
It's coming late at night, but we'll get to the late at night.
Yeah, I don't really remember Hunter
later.
too much. It does ring a bell.
Charlie's Angels.
Charlie's Angels, I remember.
Yeah.
That was probably going back. Maybe that started in the 70s.
Something like that. Yeah.
I used to like Charlie's Angels.
Yeah, it's good. Highwayman. Remember Highwayman?
Highwayman was good. Yeah.
It was like
that was Flash.
I the guy that plays Flash Gordon.
That was James.
No, his name was Sam Jones. Yeah.
Sam J. Jones.
And he had some Australian sidekick in a big long truck.
Yeah, I like that, man.
It's a bounty hunter or something, wasn't it?
Yeah, the truck was called the Stealth or a stealth truck or something. I remember it was Stealth, wasn't it? It was bad, and the front used to convert, didn't it? It was almost like a transformer. It had like a little heli jet that you come out the cab out the front and you could fly about.
Yeah.
I like the Highwayman. That was good.
Highwayman. Cagney and Lacey. Apparently they didn't get on.
Really?
Yeah. But I think in those days that was a little thing that the media put out, so you'd watch the show more. To see
if there was that
tension. They've done those kind of tricks.
I think them two seemed as though they would have got on, you know.
Yeah.
I'm quite shocked.
But I always used to hear that they didn't get on.
But no, I like that. Again, that was one of them ones. It seemed to always be on sort of late night-ish. Not much else on, so you just watch Cagney and Lacey, man. It was stories were good. Yeah. It was good. I like that.
And Hardcastle and McCormick. I don't remember it, but I remember the name. I remember watching it, but I don't remember too much about it.
Is that the one that had what car did they have? That had the little red sports car with the Coyote. Was that the one that had the Coyote car? Sure, it was. And the black, a red kit car called. It was a Coyote. Okay. That's what attracted me to it at first, I think. But it was good. I liked it. It had a wicked little car. It reminded me a little bit at the time like Magnum had his Ferrari. These guys had the Coyote, but no one knew what car it was. But I think it must have been a kit car because I'd never seen it before.
Couldn't beat Magnum's Ferrari though, man. Magnum's Ferrari was like that was the best 80s.
Yeah, everyone wanted to be a PI. I think growing up. At one point, we were like, I want to be a PI. I want to be an undercover detective. Have a Ferrari and live in Hawaii or wherever he lived.
Well, going back to Kit, as you were saying, and we'll go with Knight Rider. Now, Knight Rider now. You know Knight Rider.
After the 18, this is like
the second one, right?
That's the next one.
That's a silver medal.
Definitely.
Silver medal position. Silver medal
I remember Knight Rider being the first program I recorded when the family bought the first new VCR. And you know, as a kid, everyone had a program or a tape.
Your tape, your mum's tape, your
Darren's program.
Yeah, no one could touch that tape.
Yeah, and I taped Knight Rider, and I remember having to do my first editing by stopping it from when the commercials.
Yeah.
You know, it went dun 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 dun. Pause. Wait for the adverts. It's come back on. Dun dun dun. Put it back on. You know, piece it together and have my Knight Rider. I don't think I ever watched it. I watched it back for the joy of seeing something recorded.
Yeah.
But it wasn't religious. Oh, I taped Knight Rider last week. Let me watch it again.
It was just for the fact.
It was just for the fact that I could record Knight Rider.
That's mad how you remember Knight Rider being the first one.
First thing I recorded was Knight Rider.
I can't remember the first time I saw Knight Rider, but
You know, that ran from 82 to 86 with 90 episodes. So, you know, weren't far behind the 18. And did you know what K.I.T. stood for? Because K.I.T. was, you know, the K.I.T.T.
yeah, no, I do remember. Yeah, Night Industries 2000.
Yep,
Night Industries 2000.
that's right. Yeah.
It was going to be called something else at one time. I can't think what it was, but I know that they were going to keep the 2000, the TT, but the first two letters they were going to use something else before it got launched, and it got changed to Night Industries.
Okay.
There was also another one. What was the enemy version of K.I.T.?
Car.
Can you remember?
What did that?
Can you remember what that stands for? That stood for Night Automated Roving Robot.
Was he the one? Was he driven by David Hasselhoff with a moustache?
I think it was. You know?
Or did he have a? No, he had a truck called Goliath.
Goliath. And he had truck,
that.
Yeah, that was it. Goliath. Do you know? I know you like this guy. Do you know who voiced Car?
No.
That
what,
was,
Car and K.I.T. or just
no,
Car?
Just Car. That was your Optimus Prime.
Peter Cullen.
Peter Cullen.
Did he do Car?
Yeah, he done Car. He done Car. Yeah.
Oh,
K.I.T. was by a guy called William Daniels, and what I found out is the William Daniels had done all of them. It took him about 40 minutes to shoot the voiceovers for K.I.T., and I think he done them from a separate studio to where Michael Hasselhoff. They never met for years. They randomly met at a Christmas party years and years later apparently, but they never met during the whole show. And considering they were the two that worked together, I thought that was really strange.
Damn, wicked. Did you remember the truck that Knight Rider
I was going to say
we were going to drive into?
Yeah.
It was like a.
I used to love that.
Like a truck.
That picture of him driving into the back.
It's like the bloody TARDIS.
Yeah.
Like when he went in
when
there.
he drove in there, his wing mirrors barely fit.
Yeah,
barely
but
fit
then there was like calf, football pitch, basketball
Coffee
court,
machine,
studio, aerobics room. Yeah,
so I remember the next shot they used to show you. They'd show you him driving in. The next shot, the car would pull up and he'd swing the door open fully and step out.
Yeah.
You'd be like, hold on. How did that happen? I used to love that truck.
I love that truck. What's the name of that truck? We don't know.
I don't know the name of that truck, man.
Night
Industries.
Exactly. And Devon Miles was the name of the guy that. But his name was Michael Long before, didn't he?
Yeah, before he got shot in the face.
He got a face transplant.
Yeah, because he got shot in the face, had a face transplant.
Yeah.
No identity.
Into
I forgot his name was,
Yeah.
And it wasn't there when, I saw there was an episode. It was an episode where he met someone, but he played the identical, like didn't he have an identical twin or something? Oh.
Yeah, that was the bad one with the moustache.
That must have been in there.
Yeah. He had a bandana around his neck. So he had eyeliner, a moustache and bandana to make him look like the bad him or something. And he drove Goliath. Yeah, so Knight Riders, but I think Knight Riders theme tune was the best out of all.
Oh, still today, man. Still today, you hear it all the time.
Do you know what I mean? And then
it's been sampled so many times.
Busta Rhymes sampled it.
It's wicked.
That tune is just. Do you know what I mean?
K.I.T. also with K.I.T. was based on. Do you remember HAL 9000 out of Space Odyssey? The computer in Space Odyssey.
Okay, yeah.
That's where they got the idea of this voice that controlled the car. He was based on that, and like you said earlier, the flashing red light at the front was as well like a throwback to Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah,
Cylons.
Yeah. Other cars or machines or vehicles that done more than just. It's normal. We had Street Hawk.
Street Hawk was alright. Yeah, that only ran for like one series though, wasn't it? It wasn't
long.
13 episodes or something, but that was quite good. Was it Jesse?
I didn't really like it.
I didn't mind it.
I didn't even know why I liked it.
I don't know what
I liked it because he come out of that sign. That was the main thing I liked about it. When he got on a mission, he bust through that sign. The sign had moved like Batman. Through the sign, out the wall.
Yes,
and then it was meant to do 300 mile an hour, but it didn't look like it done 300 mile an hour.
Yeah.
I think it was mainly for that. I liked it.
I think I just liked the poster, like the bikes,
the man standing
just there. Street Hawk, behind him. We also had Airwolf and Blue Thunder. Which one did you like? Do you remember Blue Thunder?
Airwolf. I don't remember Blue Thunder, but Airwolf is.
Airwolf had the better theme tune. Had the better helicopter.
Yeah.
There's a funny thing that sort of links them. I was reading in Argentina when they released Airwolf, Knight Rider, and Street Hawk. They released them as like a trilogy of shows that went together, and they called them the futuristic motorcycle, the futuristic car, and the futuristic helicopter, and that's what they're known as in Argentina. That apparently them three. Oh, so they tried to like link them together.
Oh wow!
But Airwolf was definitely always better out of the two helicopters. It's just done a lot more than what Blue Thunder could do. It was a lot better looking, and it lived in like a volcano, didn't it? Didn't it come out of a volcano or something in one of the shots at the beginning?
I just remember it being like, it made it like a night ride
place.
It made like wasn't
made
loud.
like a wolf noise when it ripped through the air. It had like a wolf scream noise. Like it was wicked. Airwolf was bad.
Blue Thunder said Blue Thunder. Because Blue Thunder was first just a film. Wasn't it?
With the man out of Jaws.
Yeah.
What's his name again? I'm not sure if it when it turned into a TV show, if it was the same cast. I don't think it was. I don't think it was. I can remember like a blonde-haired guy controlling Blue Thunder, and I can remember Hightower at a police academy being in a couple of episodes, and I also remember Lieutenant Lizard at a police academy being in one episode as well. Many. His goldfish.
Yeah.
And I think was he called Jammo or Jammer? Jammo, I think, was the guy. But then the film seemed different. The film did seem definitely the guy out of Jaws.
Yeah.
And it just seemed, I'm sure they were same helicopter, but just two different stories. One for
No, it weren't the same helicopter.
Weren't the same helicopter?
No. Oh, you mean Blue Thunder?
Blue Thunder, yeah.
Oh,
the
yes,
film
yes,
and
same
the TV.
yeah.
Just the cast were different.
Yeah.
The story was different.
Yeah. Also, we had Automan.
Yeah, that was good as well.
Automan. Was it a Lamborghini? A neon Lamborghini?
I think it was. I think it was a Lamborghini.
And it used to cut corners or something like that.
I remember it used to cut corners. It was like a sort of Tron looking.
It's like a Tron looking.
That's all I can remember.
There was a thing called Cursor. Like a ball that would glow.
Wow, I forgot
because
about
the guy
that.
had a computer, and if it came out of the computer, this guy came out of the computer, and he would be an image, like a Tron-looking image, and he had this ball that would bring that Lamborghini
to where he was.
It brought it to where he wanted to be. All I remember is the car just whizzing down the road,
and then just taking right turns.
Yeah, sharp.
Yeah, sharp. like Tron, man.
Tron style. Automan. I think that must have been like a one season.
That was a one series. Yeah, definitely a one.
Like Manimal.
13 episodes, 83 to 84. That run. It was
this Automan. How many episodes?
13 episodes run for one
just
series.
13 episodes.
Yeah, and that run the same year as Manimal, like you just said.
Do you know how many episodes Manimal?
8.
Wow,
seriously?
All 8. I think that must have been the 8 creatures he was when it won for each creature.
He was a panther, a dolphin.
3.
A dolphin? I remember him being like a panther or eagle or something.
An eagle and the feathers come out.
And a bear is what I was thinking.
I swear he turned to a dolphin once.
Dolphin?
I don't remember doing
I'm sure Manimal...
Flipper.
What good is he going to do?
Ladies and gentlemen, do you remember him turning into a dolphin?
If you do, comment below, because I don't remember that.
I'm sure he turned into a dolphin once. I'm sure. I remember the eagle, I remember the panther.
Definitely a panther and
I remember they were the two main ones I remember, because he had to be something in water. There had, and a dolphin. I'm sure he was a dolphin.
I mean, the effects of the panthers reminded me a little bit of the Thriller video as well.
Yeah.
They had that same sort of effects, the whiskers coming through and
American
Wealth in London,
Yeah, the pulsating hand. Yeah. I remember that when he was an eagle, I remember feathers coming out of his face, spouting out of his face.
Yeah, I'm watching that again now.
It's true.
It's an English actor that played him.
Was it?
I'm sure.
I don't recall. I can't even remember who it was.
Anyway,
I remember the front cover I can remember a poster of it. So it showed you like a panther, his face, a panther, and an eagle and something.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was a dolphin though. I'm sure he changed into a dolphin. I'm sure. But guys, this guy was kind of greedy because he had 2 shows. He had one show that ran from like the 60s into the 70s into the 80s, and then he just tried to stamp his mark in the 80s. And that's Lee Majors. Lee Majors, the Bionic Man.
Man was wicked. Bionic Man was wicked. The concept, it was bad in them days. At that age, it was wicked.
Bionic Man. He was an astronaut He's like RoboCop.
Yeah.
Astronaut.
They had to rebuild him.
It went wrong
They had to
on
rebuild
$6
him,
million.
$6 million they spent on him, man.
You know,
doing his eye and his arm, and the toy was wicked as well.
You know, a League Two footballer don't even cost $6 million.
It's true. It's true.
Do you know what I mean? Like
that was big bucks.
what
in
you
them
could
days.
make now. But I heard they're doing a remake of that, and he's $6 billion.
It makes more sense.
That makes more sense in this day and age.
Yeah. He was also Colt Seavers.
Is one of my favourites.
Fall Guy.
Fall Guy.
Fall
was
Guy.
good.
Now,
I like
when we're talking about theme tunes, you know,
the unknown stunt.
when we're saying about the cartoons, a couple of episodes before, we were saying like they said the name of the cartoon, so you remember it. But you know, the live action programs didn't have
a lot were instrumentals.
instrumentals. A-Team, Knight Rider. But the Fall Guy
This had lyrics.
and
it was sung by
Lee
Lee Majors.
I could jump up a drop from Trowbridge on Tarzan from the vine, because I'm the only stuntman who makes Eastwood look so fine. Remember that? Remember that?
That's why I liked it, because he said like, I made Eastwood look fine. Like, I remember I liked it because of that.
He had this song, you know, and it was nothing to do with the Fall.
No,
he never
it
said
was
the
just a
Fall
good
Guy.
song.
It was because he was a stuntman that was
Yeah.
also a
He was
bounty
a
hunter.
sort of-
Was he a
a
bounty
broke
hunter?
sort of stuntman, because there wasn't the work for him. So yeah, he done bounty hunting, vigilante stuff on the side with a girl and another guy. I think the three of them.
Yeah,
but
remember?
I loved the truck. The truck was wicked.
Fall Guy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
little
you
toy of the
gotta love
truck.
that truck.
The little truck in them days.
Yeah, but Lee Majors, he had 2 shows running, man.
he was good.
He was good, man. He was good. Also, solo investigators. We had Kojak,
Good, yeah.
Telly Savalas
Telly
with his
Savalas.
lollipops.
Yeah. Loves you, baby.
Columbo.
was good.
Quincy. I didn't like Quincy.
I didn't mind him, man. When I was young, I didn't like him, but later on, maybe when it got reran later, I got into him. They were quite good. The stories were alright. They weren't bad.
I had a good
pathologist,
theme
I think he was a pathologist.
pathologist.
It's classic, sort of 70s and 80s again. It was wicked. Yeah, I like Quincy.
We also had Hawaii 5-0.
Wi-Fi. That's one they never got. That opening title, isn't it?
Opening title, the plane.
Every time you go on a
Hawaiian
canoe now,
skirts.
every time you're on a canoe, that does
canoe
that
bit.
goes through your head, doesn't it? That goes through your head every time.
Yes.
And then standing on the balcony, long shot, zoom
Yeah,
in.
yeah.
That was good.
What was his name? The guy.
Oh, I'm thinking Jasper Carrot, but that's
Jasper Carrot.
That's the comedian thing, isn't it? It's something McGarrett or something, but it reminds me of Jasper Carrot. I get Hawaii 5-0 and Jasper Carrot crossovers in my head.
Yes, and also MacGyver.
MacGyver, man, he could make anything.
Yeah,
with a
he
penknife.
literally.
As long as he had his penknife,
He was a solo
sorted.
A-Team type dude.
Yeah,
That's out now. There's a new version of that out now, but I've
heard.
never watched it. I don't think
so.
heard.
It was alright though back in the day.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was quite good,
But apart from Lee Majors and also Magnum
Magnum was
wicked. You know, was the dude, man. It's like
It's the Ferrari, man.
it's the
Set in
Ferrari,
Hawaii,
the Hawaiian shirt,
set in Hawaii,
And the
man.
helicopter.
the helicopter.
Helicopters were big in the
It's
80s.
the environment. Did you see the remake of that? They got a remake of that now.
No, I didn't see that.
I've tried watching
Series.
a couple. I can't get into
Which
them.
one?
I couldn't get into them.
Like
I
that
tried
was.
getting into them.
Streets of San Francisco.
That was a good one as well. It was
Michael
one of
Douglas.
those on
First
Michael
time we saw
Douglas.
Michael Douglas on
guy
the
with
first
the big
time I
fat
saw
nose.
Michael
I
Douglas.
can't-
Yeah, I can't remember his name.
Can't remember his name, but that was good.
Again, I didn't really like it, but it was Street San Francisco. I just love that title.
It seemed
Street San
to
Francisco.
be popular. I mean, all the car
And-
chases were down them streets,
yeah,
weren't they?
man,
With the
yeah.
up and down
Up
street.
and down and cable cars and
Just
that.
like Hill Street Blues.
Yeah.
Like,
Over that Hill Street.
I mean, when that was that, I was only old enough to see the title shot, and then I had to go back.
Yeah. And that was that. That had a good titles music.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah, man. Okay, so you know we've been there with all the explosions and the detectives and the futuristic cars. In the future, you know, we have stuff like Battlestar Galactica as well, going to sci-fi. What do you think of Battlestar Galactica?
Yeah, that was good at the time.
Is it Twiggy?
Another.
was good.
No, that's Buck Rogers.
Yeah.
Battlestar Galactica was
That was a series, TV series.
was the guy from the A-Team.
Guy for the
Dirk-
A-Team.
Dirk Benedict.
Dirk Benedict. He was Starbuck, Lieutenant Starbuck. I can't remember the other
Apollo.
guy. Apollo, of course, Apollo
Starbuck
and Starbuck.
and Apollo.
For me, it was the helmet. It's going to sound dodge. Their helmets were wicked, and their spaceships were wicked as well.
Yeah, the
Do you know what I mean? The spaceships were like that.
But what was so good about the helmet?
I don't know, just the shape of them. The shape of them were wicked. You've tuned into the wrong podcast.
Yeah, let's not talk about sci-fi helmets.
No, there was something about. So I remember having a cardboard cutout of one in a magazine, and I cut it out. I think it might have been on the back of a cereal packet, and I cut it out, and it was like, yeah, that. I thought I was in Battlestar Galactica because I had.
I hope that's where you thought you were.
Let's call them space hats.
yeah.
We call them space hats, okay?
Space hats.
These space hats were good in it.
The space hats were good.
And I like the spaceships. They were wicked. And of course the Cylons.
The Cylons.
I think Stax is
Steven's still better than he's good. And he's off. But again,
the Cylons are wicked as well.
The theme music.
Oh my god, that was bad. That was bad.
I watched
music.
I couldn't miss the theme music. I felt all like proud and like a hero before the program even started. But they had like a trombone solo. I used to stand all like my chest down.
Heavy. I forgot how bad that was, man. I forgot how good that theme tune was.
Battlestar Galactica theme tune.
That was good.
Massive. Buck Rogers. Tweak. That's where Tweaky comes in. And apparently Tweaky was the same voice as Bugs Bunny and Mel Blanc, the guy that done those voices.
Oh, I didn't know that. I never knew that.
Yeah, the same guy done those voices. Tweaky.
And he wasn't the actual Tweaky. I don't know. Was that the robot?
That was a robot.
The face thing, the thing that talked. He used
that
to come
sounded
on.
That sounded like K.I.T.T. That thing.
You could put that somewhere. Yeah. That'd still be able to chat.
He was like Flavor Flav. He had his like.
I didn't think the robot
around his neck.
I thought that's the thing that talked. I didn't think the robot could talk.
No, the robot talked.
It was the Flavor clock that talked.
No, the Flavor Flav clock that talked. That was the Knight Rider sounding thing.
Oh, okay.
And ladies and gentlemen, as we're talking, we're actually doing the actions, so we know what we're saying to each other. But yeah, the round. Look, do you remember the round thing Tweaky had?
Flavor Flav clock.
Yeah, the Flavor Flav that glowed up.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah, it glowed up. And Tweaky, he was like Tweaky. He was like yeah. He was like bitty. Come on, Buck, let's go right here, bitty. You know that was him, but the round thing was had a different voice. And Buck Rogers, he was an astronaut that got taken to the 25th century.
To where we are now.
Yeah, no, we're in the 25th century.
I thought it was 21st.
No, that's
I'm thinking of Daffy Duck.
You're thinking of. I don't know what you're thinking of. You're still thinking of the Battlestar Galactica house.
Was it Buck Rogers in the 25th century?
25th, yeah.
Is it?
Yeah. 25th.
Oh, we got a while to go.
You got a while to go until you see. We also had like a couple of UK sci-fis. Blake 7. I wasn't really into.
That was strange.
Budget was not right.
Yeah, that was deep BBC stuff.
Deep
deeper than Doctor Who.
Yeah, they tried to feed off Doctor Who and tried to have like little things around it. It didn't work. Doctor Who. My favourite Doctor Who was who's the guy with the hat and the scarf?
They all had a hat and a scarf.
The brown hat and the scarf. Baker.
They were big bushy hair dude.
Yeah,
that's my favourite one.
The colourful scarf. Baker. Tom Baker.
Yeah.
He was my favourite Doctor Who.
Tom Baker was, to me, he's Doctor Who.
He's Doctor Who.
Then they had a man from Blue Peter do it, I think. Once,
Peter Davison. He had a yellow suit.
Yeah, but no, I liked
like he's playing cricket or something.
Yeah. Again, I only watched that for the sort of the bad characters. That's
the Daleks.
The Daleks or whatever, they were good. There were some other creatures they've had in it, but yeah, again, I don't know. I struggled with the English ones a bit.
Yeah.
They were too sort of thespian.
Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
That was quite good. That was a bit more comical, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That was quite good. Again, I'm sure that was on like quite a weird time. Like, it wasn't directed for kids, was it?
No, I don't think it was. They made a film of it.
Yeah.
Most Def was in it and that.
I think I saw the film.
I think I saw that.
Yeah.
It was alright.
Yeah. It's just something I've watched. Sometimes I like those left field sci-fis that are on at the time, UK ones. Also, going back to the US ones, Planet of the Apes, the series. Remember that?
Yeah.
The series of Planet of the Apes. The film was amazing.
They're the same people, isn't it? In the series.
Same, yeah.
Yeah, I think
apart from John Heston, even.
Yeah, no, I think I do remember it then, yeah.
Yeah, Planet of the Apes series.
Yeah, I forgot that was a
program. It
series.
used to be on a Sunday afternoon. The Little People. Was it?
Little People?
Yeah, there were little people in a big world.
Was it a film? Oh, Land of the Giants.
Land of the Giants.
Oh,
That's
yes. Yes. I wasn't a fan of that too much.
That was good,
Lost
man.
in Space.
Is that a series?
Lost in
Land
Space
of the
was good. Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't too much of a fan of that.
Yeah, Land of the Giants was big, man.
They were like older ones, didn't it? They were made.
Yeah, they were like 60s or early 70s.
And that brings us nicely to. Do you remember when there were black and white TV series? It's like there was Flash Gordon, and like there was Zorro.
Yeah, I remember Zorro.
There was the Lone Ranger.
Yeah,
And there was
Superman.
up and away Superman.
Faster than a speeding bullet.
Yeah.
More powerful than a locomotive. I love that one.
He would like stamp his feet and then jump out window.
I love that one.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, that was it.
And
He
his
didn't
name,
have to do much.
you know, his name was George Reeves.
Ah,
What a coincidence. Then
Yeah, actually,
Christopher
yeah,
Reeves,
yeah.
the next Superman. Yeah,
he was good. Yeah, he didn't have to do much for Superman, did he? Jump in, stand there,
jump in, jump out,
back out again.
pick up his chest. But all those programs had cliffhangers, so make you watch the end, didn't it? I remember watching Zorro, and he would like always have a sword fight near the end and stuff.
Carve his Z into something. On his horse.
Yeah. You know, all them
They were
like
quite good.
like they had also the Robin Hood series, the Hooded Man.
I don't remember the Robin Hood.
They had two different guys play Robin Hood. First they had can't remember the guy's name, but then they had Jason Connery.
That one I remember.
Sean Connery's son.
Yeah, Sean Connery's son. I
Placed
remember that.
the
one.
other guy.
That was quite
I
like
think that's on Sunday
Saturday
afternoons
or
after
Saturday
Weekend
afternoon,
World or something like that.
It was at a prime slot, that one, I remember.
Yeah.
I don't remember the one before it too well.
Talking of heroes, let's talk about superhero action. The Hulk, man. The Hulk was probably the first superhero
Scary.
TV. Yeah, it was when his eyes, it's just to see the eyes change. But I remember in the beginning credits when they showed, you know, it's the same credit, and he got vexed trying to change his
title. He's raining, he slips, and that's it.
That's how he takes
He hurts
it
his thumb, and then he turns
I know how he
green.
feels though, man.
Yeah.
He can vex you.
Yeah.
in the rain.
They picked a perfect scene. You would turn into the Hulk.
Turn to the Hulk. They're like, it was bang on that
yeah, it
one.
was
It's
scary,
like,
man.
this will get you vexed.
Yeah.
Considering it was
But
like
with this guy, he would turn green and mash up the whole village.
And considering it was like a bodybuilder painted green, it was scary. Like when he changed, it was
Lou
like, hold on,
Ferrigno,
wait.
right?
Yeah.
I ain't gonna look for this bit. I'll look back in a minute.
Yeah.
I'll look back when he's changed. It'll be alright then.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah. But it was funny because he must have bought a whole load of garments because each time he turned to the Hulk, bust off his shoes, his shirt, his everything. If I was him, I would have worn a baggy tracksuit, a massive tracksuit. So when you're the Hulk, you just fit in it.
That's it. Spandex.
You know what I mean?
Like spandex.
Or like this. Yeah, this is me. You know what I mean? But all Hulk done was get vexed, run around,
Mashing up to
mashing up things, scream,
So I watched one last
and then
week.
run.
I watched one last week, and he was on trial in court,
And he got Hulk in court.
He hulked out. I don't think I
never
never saw it back in the day.
I saw that back in the day.
He mashed up the court. He picked up the whole jury in the box and flipped them over.
In slow motion,
slow motion, yeah.
Of course. He had to do it in slow motion.
But he struggled doing it, and I thought, this is the Hulk. You're seen picking up big things. You're struggling picking up about 20 people. It's like,
But that I don't know how many episodes that ran for, but that was I remember seeing a lot of
of
episodes.
them.
That was
That
really
seemed to be a
good.
popular.
You wouldn't like me when I'm angry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember seeing that bit. And there's always a guy looking for him. A bit like the 80's. There's always a guy who just missed him leave town.
Following him on his trail. And
Yeah.
close behind.
And with that, with the Hulk being such a success, they tried to follow it with Spider-Man. Do you remember the Spider-Man TV
I only
series,
saw a
live
little bit of
action?
it.
Was it
was
the
so
same guy?
bad.
Really
from
bad.
the
They done it
film?
in LA, didn't
No,
they?
they've done it in LA. They filmed it. He's based in New York, and they filmed it in LA. All he used to do every week is fight ninjas on a rooftop.
That rings a bell.
And then he used to
Ninja
crawl
fight.
on the floor and they'd film it sideways to make it look like he's going up a building.
Yeah.
That is terrible.
It was bad.
Worse than the film.
Ah,
That was out in it. Worse than that film that was out in them days. The original.
Yeah, it was the same guy who played in that 1980s.
Oh, that's what I was.
Low
It was
budget.
the same guy.
I'm sure it was the same guy.
I'm thinking it wasn't as well. Yeah, 'cause
that low budget
I can
ninja
vaguely
fighting
remember it, yeah.
Spider-Man, and his eyes were silver.
Yeah.
Like, no, but because it was Spider-Man,
It was watchable.
I think that must have been about 5 episodes or something, man.
it wasn't really what compared to like Batman.
Yeah.
Or
The
compared
old
to
Batman.
compared to the
Batman.
Hulk.
God, Batman run for years.
Yeah, or compared to the Hulk. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't run for long.
Yeah.
Batman. Now, I think that was. I think that was my favourite superhero one. Even though that was since the 60s and it ran, but it came into our lives in the 80s. So we were watching reruns.
And they were still running it in the 90s.
they was good,
and it reran every decade.
Yeah.
But they were so good.
It was good. The cast as well.
Adam
The
West,
cast in it was
the cast,
wicked.
like that Joker.
Wicked. Joker was wicked.
And the Riddler.
The Riddler
was
but,
wicked.
but
Oh, they
there
were
was something
good.
about the Joker because you could see his moustache through
The
makeup.
white makeup.
Mate, I don't care.
I don't care. Yeah. I'm not shaving my
Yeah.
moustache. Like, you want me to be the
That's
Joker?
the contract.
My moustache is staying. Like, you have cover that.
And it worked.
It worked, good.
It worked.
Well,
And-
who was Penguin the guy out of Rocky?
Yeah, Burgess Meredith.
Yeah. He was
Go get him,
Mickey,
Rat.
innit?
He was Mickey. He was
Wicked.
Mickey. The
It was
Penguin was
wicked.
Mickey.
Damn.
Alpha Kit was Catwoman, and they had
was
another girl,
wicked.
Julie
Oh, right, I
Newman.
didn't know that.
Yeah, Alpha Kit was the
She was wicked.
was Catwoman
Catwoman,
sometimes. And you had Mr. Freeze. You had King
That
Tut.
was wicked, yeah.
You had all these different bag, and even
They were
Bruce
good
Lee was
actors.
in one episode. That was my best
Wow.
favorite episode I saw of Batman, because remember he was the Green Hornet.
He was the Green
that was a
Hornet,
program
yeah.
that didn't really come over in the UK.
Yeah.
He was K.I.T.T. He was the sidekick.
Yeah.
Well, it
of
did,
the
but I
Green
think
Hornet.
it was early because my mum used to talk about that a lot.
Yeah, it must have been.
So
Yeah,
they must
been
have stopped showing it at some point.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
I
there was
heard
one
it was
episode
early
where
70s.
Batman and Robin were in some pickle,
That does ring a
and they
bell.
bumped into the Green Hornet. I was like, I didn't
Bruce
spit out my
Lee.
cornflakes. I was like, Bruce Lee, Batman, and Robin in one program, and he beat them up. He beat them up, and then they teamed up, and then there were Pal Zap, Crash, Kaboom, everyone that stepped in their way. Best ever Batman
That was
episode I saw.
That's a good episode.
So Batman. I think Batman was the favourite. They say Adam West just took up to
he's
that.
brilliant.
Even
one of the
the film version of the Batman,
that was
when all the baddies teamed up. He had the bat shark repellent
Bat
spray,
shark-
and
the shark
the
repellent
bat copter. Do you remember the bat corgi set where you get the copter,
Yeah, you got
the
three
speedboat,
three vehicles.
and the car? You could put
Oh,
the
yeah,
matchsticks in the back.
Yeah,
There's
my
rocket-
brother had
rocket
that.
launchers.
Yeah,
Rocket-
that's
rocket-
brilliant.
a blade
Yeah,
flipped
yeah,
out the
that's
front.
wicked.
Yeah, the
bonnet,
red blade,
and the blade
flipped out
that
the
flipped out
front.
the front.
The helicopter propellers were like bat wings, and
Yeah, there was some
loved
good
that.
Batman toys with it as well.
The Batman, but
I love that
also
original
we had
series.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman
Wonder
was
Woman?
wicked. What's her name now?
She was fit, man. Wonder. Do you like Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter.
I'm sure that's the woman out of EastEnders as well, but I'm sure that
Maybe,
it
but-
is Linda Carter, isn't it?
Wonder Woman, man. Yeah,
Mickey's wife. But yeah, I'm sure that was that was wicked.
Wonder Woman.
Stopping bullets with her bracelets or whatever
Yeah,
she used to do,
Wonder Woman.
and her whip.
And her whip. There was
That's
also.
outfit as well, man.
That's what I'm saying. We should do that spin, and then it's like.
Wonder Woman.
Wonder Woman. Boom, boom, boom,
That-
boom, boom.
that-
That said
that-
the name of the thing.
Yeah, Wonder Woman.
Boom, boom. And yeah, Wonder Woman and Batman were only two.
Yeah.
But Batman, that went on for ages.
Yeah.
That was.
There
There was no room for anything else. It's Batman. In how many ways can I say Batman?
Yeah, sure.
Batman.
Bit longer,
Batman.
bit shorter.
Batman. Da-da-da-da-da-da. What should we say now? Okay. Batman.
I like that theme tune, man. That is good.
I love that. I love that theme
wicked.
tune. Talking of theme tunes, though, man. Monkey Magic.
Monkey magic.
Monkey is funky and never stops.
Yeah, you
He
can.
knew every magic trick under the sun. Dun, dun, dun. I don't know rest, but
That's right. Yeah, I can't
Monkey
remember that
magic.
much. Monkey magic.
Monkey
was good.
magic.
come on.
Monkey
Yeah, Monkey
magic.
was good, but it had a really funky outro tune.
No, it's
like a
in
Japanese love-
Pandoria,
like a Japanese love tune.
Pandoria, they say- I used to love that. I used to
Yeah,
like
to the end as well.
I ain't
Yeah,
leaving until I hear
I
that
turn it
song.
over until
I used
that's
to like
finished.
them.
I'm not leaving from top to bottom of that show. Opening credits, end
Yeah.
credits, Monkey Magic all the way.
That was good.
The backstory. Do you remember the backstory of Monkey Magic? He was
born in an egg at the top of a mountain.
He
when
was
he
in
was like a
heaven or
member.
something. No. He was in heaven, and he got sent back down to earth because he was bad. All of his disciples, they were all bad.
Yeah.
And they got all sent back to earth to
go
help
and
Chipataka. You know, the bald head.
Tripitaka,
Yeah.
the monk.
The monk,
Don't know if
yeah.
it was male or female.
Yeah,
Not
the
sure.
monk.
No, it was
Yeah.
a woman.
It was a woman. I always
Yeah.
thought it was a woman, but
Yeah, Chipataka. And remember the horse later on turned into a man. It wasn't just a
Yes.
horse.
Yeah.
You turned to a dragon. You could
Tell
turn
you
to
what,
a geezer.
Geezer.
Yeah. All right, mate. Right, monkey.
a bit something I knew about the horse.
I
I couldn't think who was the horse in it.
The horse would turn into, but it was voiced by a lot of British actors.
Yeah,
Monkey
yeah.
Magic was.
Yeah,
Well,
Manuel.
it had to be, isn't it?
Yeah.
Manuel was one of them. I can't think which one he was actually.
Okay, but yeah, it was. That's dubbed. The dubbing was bad, but when it
I
was
think he
kicked
was the
into
horse.
action,
I think Manuel was dubbed as the horse, and the woman out of Miriam Margoyles is her name, is it? She's out of Harry Potter these days.
oh yes,
Quite mad
Yeah,
hair.
I know the
You
one
the
you're
one.
talking
She
about.
was
I know
one
you're
of the
talking
voices
about.
as well, but I don't
Yeah,
know what
Monkey-
one. But I
Monkey-
was shocked when I heard them two were like
Yeah.
the voices in it.
But we didn't care. He was talking.
No,
it didn't matter.
doing
Yeah.
But it's just the action. Like, do you remember Monkey? Yeah, he would get the cloud and
He'd get
do
the
that
cloud,
finger
yeah.
movement. The cloud looked like candy floss.
Yeah, he used to come after him.
And the effects were so bad.
He could jump on it.
I didn't care.
That was wicked.
I
He
didn't
jumped
care.
on
Back
it.
then, those effects were major.
They were good.
Major.
Yeah.
Major.
And he had a staff that would be like the size of a pencil. Then he
Then
could
it'd grow big
extend
when
it.
he's
And
fighting, yeah.
do you remember what episode when he could turn to like a wasp and he nearly got
Yeah,
swatted?
yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, I do remember that one.
And he had a band around his head. If he misbehaved,
Yeah.
and like
It would tighten or
Chipitaka
something.
could tighten
It
it.
was tightening.
Yeah, so he got sent down for being bad on Earth to help Pandora travel from China to
To
India.
India, yeah.
That was the
just
story.
to get the secret scriptures or something
Yeah,
she was after.
and
the
on their
holy
way,
scriptures or something.
there was all these
Interesting.
different types of.
Okay.
When it first aired, we
Villains.
only saw there was 52 episodes of it, but the BBC only dubbed 39. So back in the 70s and 80s, I think it got launched in
missed a lot
79.
then.
We missed about 13, and they only got redubbed and launched in 2004 on Channel 4, which I didn't realise. I remember when it got launched in 2004 around then. I remember it getting launched, but I didn't realise that was the full 59. So there probably is a dozen or so that we haven't seen or I haven't seen.
Yeah, I watched it when it came on again.
Yeah, I didn't know it was the full 52 or whatever it was, but yeah.
Yeah, you had Pigsy, Chipitaka, Monkey.
Chipitaka, I remember the horse.
There was a guy with the skulls around his neck. Sandy.
Sandy.
Yeah, Sandy.
Yeah. Yeah. Monkey Magic. And also you had the water margin. Do you remember the water margin?
Water margin. That rings a bell, but I just can't remember. what
Yeah, I
it's
don't
about.
remember. I'm too.
But it's kind of similar
Is
to
that more
Monkey
long
Magic.
beard kung
Yeah.
fu sort of water margin, more?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. More silver fox dude, like.
Yeah.
Kind
I
of
can't remember. It does ring a
water
bell.
margin. And also you had Kung Fu. Remember Michael Carradine?
Kung fu,
David
yeah,
Carradine.
David, yeah.
Kung Fu. And that was originally supposed to be played by Bruce Lee, wasn't it?
I think it was.
It was
yeah.
his idea,
Yeah.
and then they took it and
give it
gave
to
it to
an
a more
American-
Western-looking
yeah.
guy, and not.
And they tried to
use
make
Bruce
him look
Lee.
Chinese in it.
Tried to
didn't they?
make David Carradine.
They gave
look,
him the eye makeup,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which is probably, and that's the guy who's in Tarantino.
Kill Bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, they should have let Bruce Lee do it.
That'd have been good, yeah. 'Cause that ran for years, didn't it? That had a
Yeah,
good old,
I didn't really like
good
it.
old one, no.
People
didn't
liked
like
it
it
because
'cause-
he said grasshopper. There was a guy called
Yeah,
Grasshopper.
yeah.
He was blind, and he was the guy that
Yeah.
would lead him the way and
Yeah.
stuff like that. But I wasn't a massive
But I
fan
didn't
of
like
it.
it. I didn't
wasn't
like
a
it that
massive
much
fan
too
of it. It
much,
was a
no.
vagabond looking for refuge. You know, the best vagabond was the Hulk. You know, from city to city, I'll get vexed if I have to fix your car. You know, and you know, going back to the UK ones, like, you know, Dempsey and Makepeace.
That was okay.
I didn't like
Well,
Dempsey.
yeah, I didn't really
I've
like
never
it
seen it
either. I
being
watched it a couple
previewed and
times.
thinking,
I think mine next to the girl was alright in it. The American guy used to annoy me. No, was she American? It was an English girl and an
He was,
American
yeah,
guy.
he was.
Yeah, it was him that used to annoy me
he
a
was
bit.
Dempsey. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they were together after or something.
I think
Or is that another rumour to make us watch it more?
Another rumour, maybe.
Professionals.
Professionals are good.
Our version of Starsky and
Is that
Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch? Yeah.
CI5, Baldy and Doyle.
Was it with a Capri? That's when people were scared of the cops.
Yeah.
Back in them days. They give you a bit of a kick.
Because you know what
Yeah, it's true.
professionals run? Did you like the Sweeney?
Sweeney, yeah, back in them days, people were scared of the
You were
cops.
scared if the
Not like
Sweeney and
nowadays,
professionals
the
were on
kids
your
these days.
was on your case.
You better get out of
You
there.
better get out 10. Minder.
Minder.
Minder was good.
That was
Again,
good,
sung
Dodgy
by
dealer.
the actor
trying to think of his name now. What's it?
Dennis Waterman.
Dennis
Dennis
Waterman, of
Waterman.
course. Yeah. Anything he done, he sung the
I could
the
be
theme
so
tune.
good
They were all
to
good.
you.
They were all
I
good.
want
yeah.
to help you. Yep. Minder.
Minder was good. I'm sure it was like film local as well, which is another reason I started
Yeah,
watching it.
it was. You
a
always saw West London.
Bit of Acton High Street or something.
Yeah,
or somewhere.
yeah.
Like.
Yeah, definitely.
It was good.
Yeah.
That's
I
another thing
remember
that drew
seeing
me
an
into
episode.
Minder. I used to
Yeah.
like that.
Right people, wrong time, just the wrong
Yeah, wicked.
location.
I forgot all about that. That's half a daily as well,
Half
isn't
a
it?
day.
Half a daily.
Half a day. The conman. Also, we had the Saint.
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 I love the
Simon
Saint.
Templar.
Simon Templar.
Jaguar XJ.
Yeah. But Roger Moore
Roger
played
Moore
the
done
Saint
the
first.
originals, but growing up, I knew the other guy.
The other guy. I don't know his
Simon
name.
No, I don't know his name.
And
So-
some, I know.
Simon
Simon
Templar
Templar's
is
the character, yeah.
is the character.
But I prefer. I like Roger Moore as it, but I prefer the other guy because I grew up with him.
Yeah.
But it's the other way around
But
with
when I
James Bond.
saw-
It's like, I do like Roger Moore. as
Like
James
Roger
Yeah,
Moore.
same
Yeah.
here.
Exactly. But what I like, again, there's the opening credits of the Saint. When you saw the Saint character, the stick character, with the halo on his head.
I like that.
He used to fight crime. I remember him kicking a gun out of a man's hand, him romancing a damsel.
Yeah, that was
in the scene, and like this stick man.
I forgot about that.
Again, that was a funky.
Cool car he had as well. He acted like Bond as well.
Yeah, he has a white Jag.
He was like Bond.
He was
He's
like
a
Bond.
Bondish kind of guy.
Without the gadgets.
Yeah. Damn, there was some.
The Saint was good.
I love the Saint. But, majority of those programs that we've been talking about are all like primetime programs, like 18, Knight Rider. They'll be always in between 5 and 7. Those programs, But then it was later hour programs, like weren't for us, but they were for us. You know what I mean? They were like what we wanted to see. Where A-Team just had explosions and rolling and no one really getting seriously hurt and not being intense. These other late night ones were more intense. Let's get into like the Equalizer. Edward Wood. Oliver McCall. The Equalizer.
That was good.
I remember him like speeching people. You don't need to shoot them. Drop the gun.
Exactly.
Remember, that was his
He was
move.
like a negotiator.
Yeah, he was a negotiator.
He could talk he didn't have to get his gun out.
He did have to get his gun out.
Did he even have a gun?
I don't think he had one. He used to talk
I don't remember him
having.
having. I remember seeing him with a gun.
Drop the gun. It's not worth it.
Yeah. Thinking about it, I'm thinking, he's got a gun. He goes in there, but
I
he
don't
just
think
goes
he
in
had a gun
and
at all.
blanked his way out of things.
Yeah.
Equalizer was good.
But there was something about it that was good.
And I liked how you just, someone found his name in a newspaper.
Equalizer.
Equalizer. Let me
you just circle his name.
I've got a problem. Let me ring this dude.
Yeah. The A-Team would take too long. You've got to get an album out of jail. Missed it, get in the plane. Let me just get the Equalizer instead. He would equalize stuff.
Head on the case.
But no. And as I say, the storylines, he was like the Charles Bronson, but without the extreme violence.
Like TV Death Wish version.
Version
of Death
But
Wish.
there was something about it, and I think it was because it was on so late. It was a bit more gritty. But I remember the beginning credits where you see like villainous people about to do things.
Yeah.
And then just show the Equalizer coming out of his car or something.
Cool.
Yeah, and he'd be a silhouette with the headlights behind, didn't it?
Yeah. And the music
the stories were good. It was very much like a bit. I think maybe going a bit better than that now. Miami Vice. More money spent on it. The same sort of story, sort of like I like that the grittiness of it, but it was just a lot bigger budget.
Yeah, Miami Vice was like a fashion show as well.
It was, man. It was like a whole culture at one time.
It was like come to Miami because there's sun. You can wear pastel espadrilles. You can roll up your sleeves. You can wear turquoise shirts.
You can bustle with all that.
You can have felt in your chinos. You can it's Miami.
It's Miami, man.
All the while sorting out crack dealers.
Yeah.
All the while chasing drug dealers.
The money they must have spent on the cinematography and the stuff in it, like the shots, loads of helicopter shots.
Remember the theme music?
It was wicked.
Jan Hammer or something.
Yeah, Jan Hammer, that was it.
Jan had like
someone like that.
Yeah, they got a big producer at the time to do the theme tune, and we even had Crockett's theme. Remember Crockett's
theme? Yeah, his
and
own
he's
bit
for
of that.
Nat West adverts.
Yeah.
Crockett's theme.
They do actually. Crockett. I never even thought of that.
Remember?
Yeah. I heard the budget of one show was more than the whole of what Miami's Vice, the police department, gets in a year.
Oh,
the budget for one show beats that. Like beats what they put by for the police just for a fight.
And Tubbs.
Mad.
That's crazy.
That was a show that
was good.
Yeah. I had to watch it. And some episodes continue. Remember in the 80s, a lot of programs had
To be continued.
You
Yeah.
had to wait till next week.
Yeah.
Another thing I liked about it as well,
week.
they brought in a few English people in. I remember, I think Boy George being in one,
episode,
and Phil Collins being in one. I think.
Yeah, I think Adam Ant might.
They brought in some weird characters. Like you're like, well, I'm gonna
whoever was cool at the time.
Yeah, they were in on
UK,
it.
They would put them in to the episode.
Man.
But yeah, the to be continued thing was really gripping. But there was one late night show that it's to be continued meant you can't miss a minute, a second of the next episode. And I struggled, Steve, I struggled, Chris, late at night to watch this program. But as soon as I heard the theme music, as soon as I saw that silhouette, as soon as I saw that logo, it was time to watch V.
V
was big.
Mate, could never miss an episode of V.
So that started about 11:30 or something. It was late.
It was weekday as well.
Yeah, it was late, man. You had to.
Yeah, school the next morning. Yeah. But I was like the news report of V. The next day, the kids that didn't get to watch it.
Yeah,
Darren, what happened?
in V?
This happened. Oh, but remember, because on my tape of tapes, I couldn't put V on it. It was too violent. And what am I doing up taping V? That night I couldn't tape V. It's something I just had to watch on the sly. But V was for me. V was like, it was like everything you wanted. Suspense. It was sci-fi. What did the V stand for? Was it visitors? Was it victory? Was it?
Did we ever find out?
And it was a little bit scary as well,
And it was scary, like
skin peeling off,
taking the eyes out, eating rats,
humans, and budgies.
But do you remember do you remember the episode when the girl had twins, right? So she had twins. Babe, the first child came out
impregnated by a
visitor.
Yeah.
The first baby that came out looked all sweet, and then it had a lizard's tongue.
Oh my God, I forgot about that.
But while you were still being freaked out with the tongue, meanwhile, the next baby crawled out himself, and it was a green baby lizard. And then it ended on to be continued.
I want to watch that episode again.
That was the most suspense I've ever had on a TV program ever. Like,
can't wait till next week.
Can it be next week now? You know, how now it's like you don't have to wait till next week. You can just watch it.
Yeah.
Like
when you're that age.
When V.
It's like saying you're not going to see that till next year.
Yeah. When that baby came out, and
I've forgotten all about it.
And ironically, they called the first baby, a lizard birth.
Yeah.
A lizard birth.
They
played on words there.
Good play on words.
And the cast, you had Mark Singer, the hero. It was Donovan.
Yeah.
He was the Beastmaster in the 80's film Beastmaster. You had the woman, I can't remember her name, but Diana was the villain.
The character's name,
And she was one of Ed Budgie's
scary looking normally.
Yeah. Diana. You had one of the visitors called Willie, and he was played by Robert Englund, who was
Freddy Krueger.
Yes, I remember him.
I liked him as well. He was a friendly visitor.
Yeah, and this was before we knew him as Freddy Krueger. Yeah. So that was.
He was good.
He was a friendly visitor. Yeah, and he had a companion, an Earth companion.
A girl, wasn't it?
Yeah. And then you had the bad man of the show, Michael Ironside, who played Ham. Now, Michael Ironside was an 80's action sideman.
Or a villain.
He was a guy in Starship Troopers.
Total Recall.
So you had the party rector.
Yeah.
He's got a hologram.
Yeah.
And he wore that same leather jacket in V.
Yeah. He wears a manure.
That's in my contract.
He's a big actor, man. He's a big actor.
Ironside.
Michael Ironside, yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
The Ironside.
There's only one series of that though, wasn't there? I think 19 episodes.
What?
V.
Only 19?
Yeah. It's just one series. That's what.
No, they had two. No.
Series?
They had two series because when they got rid of the visitors with the red dust, they came back. Do you remember? And a couple of the members of V weren't in it no more. They changed cast members and stuff. I don't think Diana was in it no more. There was like a blonde-haired female villain.
It
came back for a second time, but it wasn't as good as the first time around. And then they remade it like 10 years ago or something.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, it was.
I heard they remade it.
Yeah, it was on
I didn't get to
Sky
see
or
it,
something,
though,
but it wasn't as.
You ain't gonna beat that first series.
You ain't gonna
then
the
thing is, like, it's about the time as well.
Yeah.
So, like, in the 80's, you're younger, you're more susceptible to believing what you're seeing.
Yeah, exactly.
And
exactly.
It was 84, I think 84, 85. So yeah, it was getting perfect time.
It had space fights, it had gun fights, it had. You know, these people came to Earth, lying to us, telling us they're going to help our country, help our planet,
Looking just like us.
Looking just like us, promising us stuff. All they want to do is use us as livestock.
Man.
Could happen.
Could still be happening.
It could, one day, V, I loved V.
V was good.
V was my favourite 80s.
Yeah.
Definitely one of the ones.
Right,
like you say,
right up at the top.
When they dropped it on one of them cliffhangers at the end, you couldn't wait. You could not wait for the next episode to find out what was happening.
Do you remember the music? It went like dun 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 dun.
Yes. Yeah, it was good. It's almost like a Terminator. Yeah, it must be a Terminator.
Again, I'm not leaving until I have to watch V from the opening credits. But at the end, I wouldn't watch it because if a messed up scene finished, it had that era. That scary music that would be like, no, I'm not going to bed thinking. I remember seeing that lizard coming out. And
I remember that.
Music was behind it, but
I've forgotten about that until you said it. The birth. I forgot about that.
The birth of that green one.
Yeah.
You have to remember
like a critter.
V. It was like Ghoulies. Remember that film Ghoulies with the one that come out the toilet with the braces?
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Ghoulies.
Oh no.
Oh.
So yeah.
That was one of my best as well.
V. So, you know, Call of Duty.
That was good.
That was another one.
I used to like Call of Duty.
That was that about the Vietnam?
About the Vietnam War. Yeah.
It was, again, that was like one of the first of its kind. Like how people, you know, I've got loads of box sets to watch now and all these continue. That was
It was like
first,
that.
It was like
how you get Band of Brothers. And, it was like the first of that.
Anyone that doesn't really remember it, let me try and jog your memory. Stephen, you look puzzled.
I don't remember it at all, mate.
They used Rolling Stones tune Painted Black as the theme music. Dun, 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 dun,
It was good opening titles. Went well with
the
the chopper.
Yeah, and and I think the guy, tell me if I'm right or wrong, Chris, do you remember? The guy from Karate Kid was in it. You know the Cobra Kai, the
main guy.
The main guy. Was he in
I'm trying to
it?
think if he was or not. You could be right.
I'm sure.
I can't remember Terrence Knox, the sergeant.
I'm sure he was in it.
You could be right. I know what you mean. Sweep the leg, dude.
Yeah, sweep the leg. Yeah. Sweep the leg. Yeah.
You could be right.
There's no mercy in this dojo.
Sweep the leg.
I liked it 'cause it wasn't just like an action series. It had the action, but it addressed everything at the time. You know, it went from politics, faith, racism, to teamwork, suicide, terrorism.
Yeah,
it covered each series had and the cast was good because it was varied. And each episode of it had a different sort of theme to it. Even though it was all under the Vietnam War, but then that was a good way of getting across the point of these different things that they were trying to achieve. I think with it. See, I liked it. I liked Tour of Duty. It was good.
Yeah.
It was a bit low budget as well, which I liked.
It though. There's something about it.
They only had the one set. I think it was built in California. They had this one sort of fake jungle set with this river, and it was all of it was filmed around this one set, different angles to make it look different. And then they used the set in the studios was the old MASH set from when they made MASH. That was still left about, so they used that set on the back of Tour of Duty.
Did you ever watch MASH?
Not really. My sister used to
got
like
into it a little
really.
bit. Yeah,
I couldn't get into it.
I didn't mind it.
I
I didn't mind it a bit. It wasn't too bad. There was another thing. All the budget was so low. All the helicopter scenes they'd done, they couldn't actually take off. They were all done on the floor, but with the rotors running and whatever green screen the back in or whatever they done in them days to make it look like they were in the air.
Do you remember the time, Chris, when your mum took us to, was it Norfolk?
We went on the helicopter.
We went in the helicopter.
Yeah, a little helicopter.
We was
ride.
about 8 years old or something,
9, yeah.
and we thought we were the 80.
80. I remember running up to it like the 80, ducking down like.
We had to duck, but you don't want the propeller to get you.
Even though you're like 4 foot tall.
Yeah, I remember, but the bit, I think the bit I liked was getting out of it when I was, landing and then jumping out of the helicopter. I remember that. Do you remember that?
Yeah,
I thought I was in the 80. The whole experience of being in the helicopter was, I'm in the 80.
I'm in the 80.
Not I'm in the helicopters, I'm in the 80. Yeah. I'm not an Airwolf, I'm in the 80.
Exactly.
One of them Huey, Vietnam Huey helicopters. That's what it felt like. It was wicked.
I think that's the first and last time I've been in a helicopter.
Yeah, I've been in a couple of others, but yeah, that was definitely the first. Yeah. That was good. Another thing with Tour of Duty is where they used to have guest stars. They had some good names. I remember Carl Weathers being on it. Yeah. I remember watching that one. Angela Bassett, Ving Rhames, whatever. He was on it. Yeah. And Lee Majors. He was one of the colonels in it or something, and he was in it for a few episodes.
He was. Now you
say
remember, that.
Yeah. Remember, and that character reminds me of the character of Mel Gibson. Is it Once We Were Soldiers? That film where he just stands in the middle of the battleground. Just he thinks a bullet's never going to hit him. I'm sure Lee Majors had that same sort of character.
I can vaguely see it. But see, Lee Majors got around in the 80s.
He got around.
Man, he was on everything.
Yeah, he definitely got around in them.
And even sang the theme tune.
That was the Stones. Rolling Stones.
No, not that theme tune.
The other one.
Oh, man. Oh. Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, I hope we've sparked your memories of remembering these action TV shows. We're going to get to another one. I said we're going to talk about the whole Benjis and Cat Weasels, Where's the Gummins,
the family friendly ones.
Yeah, Little House on the Prairie.
Little House on the Prairie.
Bonanza.
Heaven was big.
Quantum Leap.
Quantum Leap was bad.
We can get to all that, but that's for another podcast, guys. So thanks for listening. Darren, I'm out.
Chris, I'm out too.
I'm Stephen, I'm out.
Thanks for listening, guys.
See you
again next time.
Peace.